Hi, my name's Nick Lloyd and I do Spanish Civil War tours in Barcelona. I'm doing a series of talks, and I think this is the about the war, and I think this is the sixth I've done. And today I want to talk about cinema and the Civil War, specifically anarchist cinema. And this is a photo, a Hollywood card. Robert Montgomery there, Hollywood star. But the interesting thing is, who printed this? Well, as you see on the back, it was printed by the collectivized entertainment industry of the CNT. And we've got a curious spelling of Mickey Mouse film there, etc. You know, somehow I couldn't imagine the Bolsheviks doing this. I don't suppose they were actually paying any rights to Golden Mail. I don't know, to be honest, actually. But anyway, cinema was really popular in Spain in the 1930s, before the war and during. By the time of the Republic, by 1931, it had become a culture of masses. Hollywood films were very popular, but also there was Spain was seventh in the world in terms of number of cinemas, and also 12th in the world in number of productions, actually. And cinema, it cost a few cents to go to the cinema, was just about the only luxury that most workers could afford. You think about Bollywood, the popularity of Bollywood amongst the Indian poor, or similarly in Spain, amongst peasants and workers, cinema was often their only escape. After the coup is defeated in Barcelona, which leads to a social revolution in the city and a mass collectivization of industry and business by workers, above all the anarchists, the CNT, cinema and theatre were also, the performance industries were also taken over, entertainment industries. Of the 112, there was 112 cinemas and 12 theatres in Barcelona, and they were all taken over by the CNT, the anarchist trade union, and the term is collectivised. It's just not just the cinemas which were collectivised, but also the cinema making was collectivised. We have to think that the CNT was formed in 1910 as an anarchist trade union, and from very early on was very interested in cinema for propaganda, as a vanguard, for propaganda purposes, but also for its artistic value. And they'd already, by the 1930s, different cooperatives associated with the CNT had made some social films, politicised political films. And then 1936, when they take over the cinema industry in Barcelona, they can then control the production. They decide which films get made and who gets to work as well. Yeah, and they, over the next 2 years, the CNT, or not the CNT, but the what was called the SIE, which was the cinema section of the cinema of the anarchist trade union, produced several dozen films in a remarkable variety of genres. But I mean, there were propaganda films, newsreels, of course, but also thrillers, romantic comedies, a children's film, historical dramas, almost always with a social background, with an anarchist message there, but also at times trying to emulate the techniques of Hollywood, at least. One film called Barrios Bajos, there you can see it there, The Slums, which came out in 1937. Another very important film was Aurora de Esperanza, the Dawn of Hope, about the struggles of a unemployed man. Although it's never named, it's in Barcelona in the 1930s. It's understood as being. And this film is clearly considered usually as a predecessor to European neorealism, so it's very influential film, and is considered one of the most important films in Spanish movie history. The Spanish Civil War, of course, is the first war in which film plays a very important part. It's the first war in which movies are made about while the war is going on. And so in that sense it's a test run in some cases for cinema in the Second World War. After the war, of course, most of the people involved in this, most of the cinema creators and actors went into exile. Some never worked again, and libertarian or anarchist or libertarian cinema was forgotten really until relatively recently. I would like to recommend you this documentary here, which you can see about. It's available on YouTube if you look for it, about anarchist or libertarian cinema. If you understand Spanish, it's really good. And anyway, that was the that was that next talk, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much.